Okay, assembly of a pin. You have your basic pin parts, the part that you've turned on both segments. Doesn't matter which one's which as the tip, you kind of make that judgment call. Your tip, the heel, the retainer, the middle piece, the inkwell, and the twist mechanism. First things first, set up your drill press or some other press that you have. What I had done is made myself a little stopper. All I took, it was a piece of stock, turned it on the lathe until I made a nice little conical shape that can fit up inside of the shaft here of the drill press, and that way it allows me to press down. Not even, but it's controlled. I'm going to insert that. Give it a nice little snug fit. Okay. On the tabletop here, I have a hole from previous pins that I've already assembled, and once you press the first one, it's going to create that indentation more and more. So you're good on that. It doesn't matter how many indentions you have. You can create a new one as you go. So what I've done is I have two thicknesses here. So I'm going to make the thinner one, the tail end, and to hold for the retainer. It's a little better shape to it. I'm going to use the thick end, and I'm going to say this looks like a good point. So I'm going to assemble this in first. I'm going to put it kind of inside the brass, put it underneath, and just press down nice and slow, as even as possible. Until it stops. Voila. Step one. Then, this is the crucial part. You want to take your twist mechanism and kind of place it inside. Hopefully it doesn't have any kind of burrs on this brass. You want to make sure that there's no burrs in there. Ream it out with like a drill bit or something like that. Clean it out with a very soft sandpaper. And then, because on some of these twist mechanisms, this section here is plastic or Teflon, and you don't want it to peel back and get all messed up. So it doesn't matter what position it's in right now. What we're going to do is we're going to put the insert in, and then we're going to press it nice and slow, and I'm going to use this as a pointer. We're going to press it nice and slow to about that line. If you're unfamiliar or not that confident in the depth, take it slow. Go to this point, go to that point, go to the next point, so that way you can always go farther, but you can't go back without destroying it. So take your time. Put it back in your little hole. Hopefully you have enough space right here. And I just kind of hold it with my fingers, and I slowly press until it starts it. I see a movement. It goes in nice and smooth, should. And then I go just to that line. Okay? Now you want to stop and you want to check it. You put your inkwell in the twist mechanism. Twist it to the left first. You should hear a click or feel a click. And then you twist it to the right, and it should be right in the threads. And then close it up. So now you use your fingers to hold the pin and your twist mechanism and actuate it. Once you actuate it, you say, okay, well that could probably go a little bit farther. That doesn't have enough head on it. So yeah, it's retracted now. Now it's extended. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull this back out so I don't damage it. And I'm just going to press it just a little bit farther. And that takes a little finesse. Okay. See how it's moving up here? I didn't tighten it enough. It'll catch. Little finesse. Okay. Again, take your time. So I'm going to put the inkwell back in. Line it up with the threads. Hopefully I lined it up without stripping it. There we go. And that's actually probably too far. But it's workable. If it retracts, yeah, didn't retract all the way. So what do we do? Well, there are there are mechanisms where you can pull back out. So apparently I pushed it in way too far. I'll have to fix that later. But that's basically step 1 is this part, step 2 is this one, and you test it with the inkwell, and you're done with that. So you can leave the inkwell in. Now the next step, it doesn't matter if you do it individually or you do it combined. I'll show both ways. You put the middle ring in, the spacer, slide that on, then you put this on, or the second section of the wood. You just kind of slide that nice and tight there. Okay, let's retract that as much as we can retract that. Now you got your pin with the butt end and the retainer clip. You can do it together or you can do it separately. In this case, I'm going to do it separately. Well, that's tight. You just twist it a little bit in the opposite direction and come off. I'm going to do it separately because I'm going to have to correct this the inkwell extension on that. So basically you're going to bring it and do that. So you put your retainer ring on and your butt end on the cap. Put that together. You can kind of press it in. It's kind of at an angle right now, but it'll press. You place the retainer where you want it. In this case, I'm going to put it on the blue side here. It doesn't matter where you put it. You just kind of make a judgment call on what kind of glossiness and what kind of patterns on the outside here of the grain. So I'm going to press that in. It's going to go all the way down. And you press it until it goes all the way to the brass, and it doesn't go any farther. You're done. Okay. That's basically step 1. Step 2 is the twist mechanism. Step 3, put your brass your middle retaining ring, decorative ring. And then I would say step 4 would be to put the cap and the retainer clip on, and then put it all together. Put your inkwell in, put it all together, and it's a tight fit. There we go. And there you go. Your pin completed. Large extension, retraction, I'll fix that later. But that's putting the pin together.